Now, many parts of Gauteng have been hit by downpours. About 300 households are said to have been flooded following heavy rains in Majaneng, a village in Hammanskraal. Affected residents have been given shelter by neighbors who were not affected by flash floods. Civic organization members, Sanco, says many homes and shacks get floods each time it rains heavily. They say there are no stormwater drains in the area. And for more on that, I'm joined by Sanco chairperson for Greater Tshwane, Abram Mashishi. Thank you very much for your time here on All Angles. So just very quickly, tell us, this has happened before in the city of Tshwane. It's happened in Mamelodi. We've covered quite a few floods as journalists there in the city of Tshwane. And what you're saying is quite concerning with no stormwater drainage.
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you to the viewers of eNCA. We really appreciate for this interview as Sanco, as you are aware that we are dealing with bread and butter issue, service delivery in the main. That is our main issue. It's our main problem, challenges that we are facing within the Gauteng, in particular, the city of Tshwane, where this storm, when there's a thunderstorm, there is this flood. Our community members, the poor community, are being affected, and we have just spoken to try to reach all of the city and send a message to the social development, the MEC in Gauteng, to try and come together with their sister department to address, as the ward councillor there have already taken the community or what is needed there is the food that needs to be provided. But it's something that can be avoided if the DLS government is very serious about service delivery, so they can take care of people of Gauteng in particular, in Tshwane, where you have already mentioned about Mamelodi and the Hammanskraal. So it's a bizarre, it's a crisis whereby infrastructure needs to be installed and service deliverers, I've already mentioned, it must go to the people. And time of politics must just be shifted aside and make sure that people get what they voted for. That's what we can say as civic organizations.
And the city of Tshwane and the councillors that you've tried to engage with, what excuse are they giving not to listen to the advice rather that you're giving them?
You see, the problem is the arrogancy and the stubborn of the politicians. As I can say, we have approached the city of Tshwane almost last year, Mayor Randall Williams, and we said, we as civic, whether we are the alliance or with the ANC, but we are representing the entire community, irrespective of our political affiliation, because we are not a political organization. So we want to make partnership with you as the city so that we are able to engage in all spheres of government, all departments that have been affected, your social development, your infrastructure, your roads and whatever. So if we come together as a collective and partner with you, because as Sanco, we've got departments that have got HOD. If there is matter that is health related, that department can correlate with your department so that we can take civil service delivery to the people. But on the basis that the arrogancy of the politician, immediately after they get into offices, they don't listen to anyone. They do as they wish. There's no consultation. So those are the things that, as we normally said and instructed our councillors to say, they must never, ever vote for the budget that is pro-poor, but basically a lot of money going to the suburbs. So when they deal with their budget, a lot of money must go to the rural areas, to this township, like as the name of Hammanskraal, you have Soshanguve, Haramkua, you have Winterville. It's where a lot of money must be pumped, but instead they take a lot of money, they take it to the suburb where there's more infrastructure. Infrastructure there is still stable, but at the rural areas like township areas, the infrastructure has collapsed, but they cannot take services there. That's our concern and our work.
And Mr. Mashishi, how far has the problem been persisting in the city of Tshwane? We know that government or political parties have exchanged power in the city of Tshwane. Is this the problem that you were encountering even before, for instance, there were some DA councillors in areas of Tshwane?
This is a long problem that is persisting even in the previous administration of the ANC. It's just like in water, as an example. The water contamination in Hammanskraal. It's not something that started now, but as each and every year as their budget, and we are sensitizing these people, saying the concern that the residents are raising with us. Remember, as Sanco, we are granted. So we deal with bread and butter issues. We are all in the corners of Tshwane, whether they like it or not. We are there and we are talking to the community, and we are first people to make government aware in whatever challenges are. But on the basis that, as I'm saying, the arrogance is the main player of the day. Because when you sensitize this, it seems as if you instructed them, you want to teach them what to do. However, we are presenting the community and we are making their work more easier for them to be able to know this area needs infrastructure. When they do their budget, they are able to say, we are budgeting more money in Harankua in this particular area on the basis that they are following challenges that need attention.
All right. That's, of course, very important work by Sanco. Thank you very much for your time here on All Angles. Abram Mashishi from Sanco. Now,